Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. I hope you're all doing really well and that you're having a lovely day today. So today is a reading that I did on my Patreon page, but now I'm expanding it and making it into a layered reading. I know a lot of you have been asking me to bring the gnomes back and do a layered reading. I mean, the gnomes don't go anywhere, they're just sitting there watching wisely. But we're doing a layered reading today, so you'll be picking a card pile and also a gnome. So the reading title today is Messages from Your Angels and also from the Gnomes and Fairies, so basically from earth elementals, woodland spirits, that kind of thing. So the gnomes, unsurprisingly, will be giving you your gnome messages, and the fairy messages are kind of blended in with that. I didn't differentiate, I just said what messages do the gnomes and fairies have for us today, and the card piles are your angel messages. So I'll be reading the angel messages first. Before I go ahead, I want to say a big thank you to all of my lovely patrons, including Alexandra, Alex, Kat. Thank you so much for supporting me. It's really lovely to see that you enjoy the channel and that you want to support the channel in that way. So what I've done today on the piles is I've put these little tissues on top. So pile number 1 has this kind of cute bear. They're all from the same brand. This Russian brand called Plusha. It's a little bear on a cloud, kind of comfy, cuddling the cloud. So that's pile 1. Pile 2 has this bear with like a wheelbarrow with some apples in it. It's like a green picture. And pile 3 has a bear holding what I think are some daisies or chamomiles, and there's some little bees buzzing around to smell the lovely flowers. So take your time, you can take as much time as you need to, you can pause the video if you need to, and just think, what do my angels want to tell me? And when you're confident that you've got the right pile with the cards, then you can choose your gnome, or you can watch your card pile first and then you can pick your gnome after that. So I'll show you the gnomes more clearly now, especially for people who are new to my channel. This is Gismund, and I'll be putting them the timestamps in the comments and in the description box, and I'll be calling them by their names, but also Gnome A, B, C and D in case you don't remember their name. So this is Gunvald, and these two have more of like a fluffy hat with stars on top, and then these two have a knitted hat. This is Geir. And this is Gjord. So we've got pile 1, 2 and 3 and Gnome A, B, C and D. As I said, the timestamps will be in the description box and the comments section. Also in the description box will be the link to my Etsy page for anyone wanting to book a private reading. Please remember to leave your email address, your comment, like your question, and also the names of everyone involved in your question when you book a reading. If you're feeling generous, there's a link to my Patreon page there as well. There's a PayPal link for donations, one-off donations, and also my Amazon wish list for anyone who wants to donate a deck, who's feeling really generous and wants to see a new deck on the channel. That would be really lovely if you are feeling generous. And when you're ready, I'll start with pile number 1. Hey there everyone who picked pile number 1 with a little teddy bear on the cloud having a little nap. This is your reading. So this is your angel messages, and then your gnomes will give you your fairy messages or your gnome messages. It's fine to pick more than one pile if you're feeling drawn to more than one pile. So we've got a lot to get through today. So what do your angels want to tell you? Well, we've got the life experience card, which is the Tower card in traditional tarot. We've got Page of Air and the Chariot. Okay, so we've got Cancer energy here, as well as all of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But don't worry if that doesn't ring any bells to you, that's totally fine. So I think you've been having a difficult time of it recently. Pile number 1, we've got the life experience card, which talks about real difficulties and hurdles in life. There will have been some abrupt endings for some of you, maybe in your job, maybe to do with your health, or a particular relationship may have ended. You may have been finding it difficult to communicate with other people. Page of Air often represents misunderstandings, miscommunications, sometimes arguments. Also represents delays to plans. So maybe if you're watching this when I'm posting this video, this is a timeless reading, but if you're watching it when I've posted, this is a very difficult time for everyone globally. You may have had holidays booked or planned to move somewhere and that's been put on hold, or you had a job offer and now you're kind of waiting because you can't start your job yet, and it just seems like you've had a very tough time. You've had to go over quite a lot of hurdles. You've kind of been tested recently is what I'm feeling. But the Chariot here is saying that you will come out on top. You will be able to overcome all of these difficulties. And it's just a really lovely message saying that your own strength of will, your own willpower, your own self-discipline, your own pushing yourself forward, keeping going, keeping busy, even when you are feeling very low or feeling like things just keep going wrong for you. This will pull you out of this difficult period and it will see you rising up above everything, and also people will kind of look to you and think, wow, this person did really well for themselves, like wow, this person really pulled themselves out of a difficult time. So the angels are telling you not to worry and that you have a particularly strong force of will and that things are going to get better. This is just a very difficult kind of testing time for you right now. And also I think it's not just right now, but I think it's been leading up to this for a while. I think you've been having quite a tough time. So your Divine Circus Oracle card today is Confetti. This has come out quite a few times recently when I've been using the deck. I don't really use it very often for readings that aren't just for me. But I'm going to read from the guidebook because it's an Alana Fairchild deck and her decks always come with an amazing guidebook. So the Confetti card, beautiful colours by the way, I love this card, pinks and purples. It says, you will soon have cause for celebration, whether a big win or a token gain affirming that the best is yet to come. Sweet success is headed your way. Prepare to celebrate. So this is very much like what the Chariot card was telling you. It says it's time to be a party person, to find the celebratory spirit within. Maybe you already feel it, or maybe it's the last thing in the world you can imagine feeling right now. But whether it's on your radar or not, a cause for celebration is imminent. Can you put yourself in the party mood? It starts with a carnival attitude and a pleasure-seeking state of mind. Can you allow for pleasure and play? Oh yes, there's always so much to do, but sometimes all that can happen more quickly and easily another day. For now, the Oracle of Confetti suggests that your time and energy are best spent in playfulness. Don't wait another moment to get your celebratory vibe on. Confetti also brings you a message that if you want more success, happiness, and celebration in your life, you can enhance that right now by being happy for the success of others around you. Do you know that success is like a wave? When you genuinely congratulate one another and feel happy for another person's happiness, your own energy field gets a jolt of that same energy. You attract it into your own life. You deserve success for all you've accomplished just as much as anyone else. So be happy for another, even if a part of you wonders if there is enough to go around, if maybe they have taken your piece of the pie, or if you wonder if their success is really deserved. Let such thoughts be without adding to their power by either being embarrassed about them, trying to pretend they don't exist, or feeling that you are a bad person for thinking such a way. Just take charge and choose how you want to respond to another's victory. Maybe you can even respond to your own doubts by saying, this person is having their turn, which means my turn will be coming sooner. Be happy for them and be happy for you, and enjoy that this oracle which lets you know that the universe is giving you notice of a party, and you are most definitely meant to attend. It is heading your way. So that's a really, really beautiful card and an amazing deck and guidebook by Alana Fairchild. So this is a beautiful oracle for you. Good things are on their way. And your Antworten der Engel oracle card says, Setz dich durch, be assertive. Really go after what you want. Your Moonology card today says, your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. That's what I was saying. It's like a very testing time for you, and the universe is kind of seeing how you're coping with it. They're seeing whether you will sink or swim, you know, whether you will allow yourself to just get sucked into wallowing and feeling like things will never go right for you, so you're not even going to try, or whether you will use this adversity to take advantage of it and really turn it into something positive for you. And then we've got one of these Mystische Normand cards, which I also don't use very often. And it's Schlüssel, the key. So we've got the number 33 here. Maybe that means something for you. And this is also the sign of the sun here. And it's like a little dragon, and there's the key in this egg. And the key says that something is certain to happen. Something is surely going to happen for you. So this, to me, is a very nice continuation of that confetti and chariot, meaning it's saying that something positive is on its way because it's certain to happen, and you don't need to worry because it's 100% definitely going to happen. And this is also a card that says that if you're asking if something good will come about, if there's going to be a positive solution to a situation, then the answer is yes. It's like a very positive and successful card. And then I got you a little Angelské klíče card, which says, Si výhrou svého života. You are the prize of your life. So there's a lot of feeling of like winning here and celebrating. So this person is on the top of the podium, and it's just reminding you that you are the prize. You don't need to try and impress other people. You don't need to try and, you know, get other people in your life or compete against other people, because you are the prize. You have worked very hard in life. You have been through lots of things. I don't think this is the first adversity you've ever faced. I think you've had other difficult times in life as well. And this card is basically saying be proud of that and be proud of who you are. And remember that you don't have to prove yourself to anyone, because the only person you have to prove yourself to is you. I'm going to put some charms on top now, see what they have to say. So you may want to turn down the volume a little bit if you're wearing headphones. These can be a little bit loud when I shuffle them. So group number 1, what do your angels have to tell you right now? Okay, so initials wise, we've only got one, and it's L. So that could mean something for you as a first name, a surname, a place name, or whatever word comes to your mind first when I say the letter L. So what else do we have? I see we've got Father Christmas here. This talks about winter time. Maybe that's when your struggles began, or maybe that's when something particularly significant happened for you. I've also got the worry doll here, so a lot of worry in this situation. And the ladybird. So this is a sign of good luck, which is very positive. We've got the mature man here. So I don't know if there is an older male who may be able to help you, or maybe an older male has caused a lot of your difficulties or has been hurting you in some way. Take that how it resonates with you. There's a big love heart here, and I think this is telling you to love yourself despite what has happened. There is the deer here, which represents someone who is maybe a bit gullible, a bit naive, innocent, someone who thinks they always want to think the best of other people, which means that they can often get taken advantage of. There's also the flower here, which is about beauty and blossoming. I do think you're kind of on a journey of discovery in your own self, like you're kind of becoming more assertive and more confident in yourself, more able to speak up about your own needs and what you expect in life. So here we've got the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. So if you've seen the second Harry Potter movie, the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is like a circular door with these snakes going around it, and that's just what I think of when I see this charm. So this is very much tying in with the rest of your reading, because it's saying that you have opened this chamber and this monster has come out, and that can be in the form of fear or horror, trauma from the past, or new trauma, you know, things happening that you really didn't want to happen. But you've let it out of that chamber now, and it had to be dealt with. It had to be done. And so positive times are now on the future. They're on the horizon for you. So you've got the baby tapir as well. This is very similar to that deer charm, someone who is very gentle and shy, naive. And this also represents someone very young, very perhaps immature, sweet, but maybe too trusting. So we've got the just married card. So I don't know if some of you are going through a divorce. Maybe that's what's happened, or the breakdown of a committed relationship, a long-term relationship. That is what's shown when we get the Tower card. There's also the baby carriage here, so I wonder if some of you do have children, because I've just seen there the baby boy. But the baby boy also represents someone behaving childishly, immaturely, and the baby carriage, it's interesting because carriage is like another word for chariot, and it's landed on that chariot card there, but it's also about making long-term plans. So really think about what you want to achieve in the future. The angels are kind of telling you to take this time to plan what you want in the long term. There's a unicorn here, and there's also a unicorn on this card, if you can see it there. This represents someone very special, very unique. The angels are telling you there is no one like you. And once again, like, you are the prize in your life. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone. This wrench says that things will become more stable for you soon, which is very nice to see. Kind of like, you know, you twist the screws and it becomes more stable. And then this basketball is about achieving goals, so that's very positive as well. So let's put your dice on top, and then you can go and pick your gnome. So which set of dice am I going to roll for pile number 1 today, please? Okay, number 6, so that is one of the new sets, which hasn't been used very much. It's this one here, the Voyages story cubes. They look like this. So how many of these dice am I going to roll for pile number 1 today? 8. Okay. Just let one just drop here. Okay. So what do pile 1's angels want to tell them right now? Okay, quite a few things to take a look at here. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got the cactus. This makes me think of someone being in survival mode, kind of, you know, cactuses, they store up water so that they can survive in the desert, in that very harsh environment, and I think that's kind of what you're doing. You maybe are shutting people out right now. There's the cave as well, which indicates kind of going into your little cave and not wanting to speak to anyone else, not being open to new connections because you're in this survival mode. But then we've got the treasure map. So this is about seeking something, and like I was saying about making long-term plans, deciding what you want so that you can get there. We've got these Harry Potter glasses as well, which is interesting because it makes me think of Harry Potter because they're those round glasses that people don't really have much nowadays, and it's got like a little lightning bolt shine in the glasses. So you've got the Chamber of Secrets, and I've just realized you've also got the Deathly Hallows charm here. So I don't know if you're a big Harry Potter fan, or if you used to be, but the Deathly Hallows charm also makes me think of something that has been going on for a very long time, and like they're a very eternal thing. They've always been there. So I think you've had a very difficult life, kind of like Harry Potter actually. He's always been plagued by difficulty and sadness and trauma that not many other people have been through to that extent. I think that in comparison to your friends or family members or people that you work with, you've had a very, very difficult life, and you've been through tests and trials that other people just couldn't even dream of. And I think you often wonder why you're being put through so much stuff, but I think things are really going to turn around for you right now. And the glasses make me think of like looking into the future again, looking for what you want in life, really going after that, seeking what it is that you're there to find. And then we've got the puzzle piece, and so I think of this being like part of a bigger picture, looking at the bigger picture, looking for what you really do want to go after. And we've got the mushroom here, so I think of magic when I see the mushroom, but I also think of the gnomes and fairies. It's kind of their little sign, you know, mushrooms, they make a fairy circle. So I think you are going to get some good advice from the gnomes and fairies as well when you pick your gnome. Maybe you're feeling drawn to more than one. That's also fine. Then there's this, I don't know how to really describe this. It's like a side way, you know, like you're walking down an alley, there's like a mysterious doorway. It's got like some like a staircase leading up to it. This makes me think of a shortcut or a kind of new path that's being opened up to you. So it's kind of like a side path. You've got your own journey that you're on, but then there's like this side quest, this kind of mini game within the story of your life. I think you are going to be feeling pulled in a direction right now, and you're wondering if it's going to take you off your current path. And I say go for it. If you're feeling pulled in a particular direction, you're thinking, but it's pulling me away from my main goals, I think this is going to give you some interesting new experiences, and it's going to give you some new skills and knowledge that you will be grateful for in the future. So I'd say go on this little side quest. If you feel really pulled to do that, then do it, because you've got all the time in the world to reach your ultimate goal. And this path, it's not a straight line going to that X there. It's a bit of a wandering path. So feel free to take this little side quest if you're feeling pulled to do that, or if you're feeling pulled to take a little bit of time out, that's fine as well. So I think that might only resonate with a few of you, but I think the ones that it does resonate with, you'll really understand what I'm talking about. And then here we've got this city, and it's weird because part of me thinks that it looks a bit futuristic, because it's so tall and thin, like those future cities that we see, but it also looks kind of... what's the word, like the Near East, like Arabic kind of inspired. So maybe you are planning to go to an Arabic country, or you have some connection with the Arabic world there. Maybe you are Muslim, but this is also making me think of like the future, the city of the future. So I think some of you are planning to move away. Some of you are kind of dreaming of a completely different life that you would like to have. I think maybe in dreams or in daydreams, your mind wanders and you think of this completely different life that you would love to be living. And basically the angels are saying that you can get there. You can get to this city of your dreams, as I'm going to call it. You can absolutely do it. This is kind of opening up to you now, and I think seeing what you've been going through as a spiritual test to make you stronger and to make you learn new lessons. It's very interesting that the tower here is called the life experience card. Would be very beneficial to you. I can actually read out the card from here. It says, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. So that's what the angels are telling you right now. You are on like a bigger journey, but it's fine to take little deviations and see where they lead. You are learning to be more confident and more assertive in life, and remember that you are the most important person in your life. You are the most important person in this story. You are the main character after all, and things are going to look up for you soon. They're going to get better. You can get yourself into that party mode and get ready to celebrate, even if you completely can't see how that's going to happen right now. It is on its way. You will have reason to celebrate soon, and the key is saying that is 100% sure that it's going to come about. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you've already chosen your gnome and you remember what he's called, which one it is, then you can go and jump to that reading now. If not, you can go back to the start of the video to get your gnome and fairy message. So I'm going to move on to pile number 2 now, but you can go and jump to whichever gnome or gnomes you chose. Hey there everyone who chose pile number 2 with the bear with the wheelbarrow and the apples. This is your angel reading. So when you've watched this, you can go and choose your gnome if you haven't already. That's going to give you your fairy and gnome messages. So what do your angels want to tell you, group number 2? We've got the Page of Earth card and the Ace of Air and the Emperor. Okay, so what I see here is that a lot of you are creative minds. You have a creative hobby or a creative line of work, and I think you've maybe been a little bit stuck recently. You've had writer's block, or you found it difficult to be inspired, or just difficult to find the energy to get things done. This can also relate to work or study. I think you've been lacking in energy and kind of inspiration recently, but the angels are saying this is going to get better. You are going to be inspired. You're going to have new ideas, new ways of doing things. Also, things are going to get better for you financially. And one way that you can do this is to become more organized. with the Emperor there. I should say also we've got Aries and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn represented here, if that means anything to you. It's almost like you want to have a new beginning. You want to try something more difficult, more challenging. There may be other things that you're wanting to learn or study, a new skill, for example, or a new line of study. Maybe you are wanting to kind of change courses or change your career. And if that's the case, the angels are saying go for it, but make sure that you've really thought it through and that you're doing it via the proper annals of doing that, rather than just cutting and running, essentially. Like, make sure you've given your correct notice, make sure that you have talked to your professors about it, and that everything is above board. So let's see what your oracle cards say. So we've got your Divine Circus card is Guest of Honor. And I will read this out from the guidebook because Alana Fairchild's books are amazing, as are all of her decks. So the Guest of Honor card, it's really nice design here, kind of feathery and furry in a way. It says, have you ever felt like you were on the outside looking in? Maybe like everyone else has found their place, really belonging to someone or something, having set themselves up for life, with you still working out how to just get past the security guards at the front gate. It's time for your outsider status to change. You are invited into the inner circle. There are times to break free from the crowd, to stand alone and have the courage to be the outsider. If you are brave enough to endure the times when you feel like you don't fit in, you gain a precious treasure. This is the ability to know who you really are and to learn to love that self. When you are solid in your self-esteem and your self-knowledge, the powers you have developed as an outsider, including different viewpoints and ways of understanding the world, can be brought back to the rest of the world to be shared, to create a better world for all. It's a bit like a soul version of sharing your holiday pictures with the family after a big adventure, opening up their minds to other worlds and maybe even inspiring them to take their own journey. But if you've spent long enough on the outside, on the fringe of life, perhaps leaving people behind, it can take some intention and attention to change course. You might have become used to being the lone wolf or standing so apart from the crowd that there's no one else around you. That will have served a purpose, but you are invited to shift your ways now, from setting yourself apart to returning with that wisdom to share with others. It means believing that you can sail straight past the security guards at the door, straight into the most deliciously wonderful party and into the VIP room at the center. It's time for your acceptance at a greater level because you are safe. Just going to turn the page. You've learnt to accept yourself, so you'll not hand your power over to others, as though their approval means more to you than your own self-possession. You can be amongst the crowd and take your rightful place there, yet still be an individual, very much at home, belonging and sharing your treasure with others, still exactly who you are in truth. The Oracle of Guest of Honor brings a message. You are going to be offered pride of place in something that matters a lot to you. Accept it. It is your time to feel as though you have been chosen and that you belong. Okay, so I think some of you will actually be applying for a new course or to get onto a specific course of study, or maybe you'll be applying for a new job. This is telling you that the outlook is positive for that. But I think also some of you will have been kind of feeling quite restless recently, like you've been drifting in life, or that other people are really settled and sorted, like your friends and your family members all seem to have their lives worked out, or they seem to know where they're going anyhow, even if they're not quite there yet, they have that goal. And it seems like you feel that in your own life, maybe you don't know where you want to go, or maybe you just feel like however hard you try, you've not been getting any closer to that. And the angels are saying that's going to change now. If you feel like you've not had any friends, or you have been frustrated in your romantic life or in your career, your creativity, your study, that's all going to change for you now, and you're going to be welcomed into the inner circle, which is really, really beautiful. You're going to be given that opportunity to really find your place, take up your place in life, which is so beautiful. I love this deck so, so much. So your Antworten der Engel card today says Lass los, let go. So let go of feelings of doubt or fear, let go of preconceptions that you might have about yourself or your life. You know, really think about how you are talking to yourself and thinking about yourself in your mind, because that is where everything starts for you. That's where your whole sense of self hangs off the way that you think about yourself and talk to yourself. If you're regularly calling yourself a loser, or saying you're an unlucky person so this won't work out, or you always fail so why do you even try, the way that you think about yourself, like maybe if you're wanting to approach someone but you're thinking of yourself as weird or an outsider or too shy or too short, like all of these things, whatever it is, reconsider the way that you're thinking about yourself and let go of these harsh judgments. The angels want to take these harsh judgments away from you now, and they just want to encourage you to breathe them out in meditation, or just if you want to pause the video, focus on this angel and just breathe out all of those negative judgments or feelings that you're carrying around about yourself, those preconceptions that don't necessarily match with who you are anymore. Some people are carrying around judgments that they were told when they were children, like maybe they were told by your parents or by a teacher that you are stupid, or you are lazy, or you are a failure, or you are overweight, like whatever it is, they do not match up to reality anymore. I mean, are we the same people that we were when we were children? And often I find that when adults feel the need to say these kinds of unkind things to children, it's because they actually feel threatened by the potential of the child. Often this kind of anger and nastiness is directed towards children who are real individuals, who think outside of the box, or who are very bright and intelligent in a way that doesn't fit in with the system. And because they're afraid of that, people try and push these children down, and it's really, really sad. So I think we should all just breathe out these preconceptions and negative opinions and beliefs that we might hold about ourselves, because you might not even realize that you're holding them. So really take time over the next few days to think about this and think about how you are talking to yourself and what you believe to be true about yourself. So the Moonology card says a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. So we've got Libra energy here now as well. So everything is going to work out for the best. This win-win outcome is really, really nice because it's very balanced. You know, everyone is going to get their just desserts. You are going to be welcomed into the VIP room. You are going to get your reward for all of the hard work you've put in your life, and for all of the time that you've spent feeling like you don't belong or feeling like you never win at anything. Now it's your time. It's your turn. And these Mystisches Lenormand cards, I really don't use these enough either. So we've got Quoits, and it says 36 here. So that's I think it's the last card in the deck. And we've also got the number 12 here, which I think refers to the 12th house. So Quoits is cross. I know this is a German version of the deck. And it says that this card is talking about a real spiritual test, like a test of destiny, and that you've been through a lot of karmic patterns recently. You've been meeting karmic partners who you maybe thought were your soulmate or the person that you were meant to be with, and it turned out they were just a karmic partner, and that brought you a lot of sadness. It brought you a lot of difficulty, and I'm feeling many of you felt pushed out of being able to have love by these experiences, because it felt like, well, why should I keep getting attached to people and they turn out just to be a karmic partner, and not someone that I should really be spending my time on. And I've just realized actually that this has a little house on top here of this Celtic cross. That's really interesting. Haven't noticed that before. And then there's like a horse here that looks like an apple, and there's like a griffin, I think. So if any of those symbols, or the crow, has any meaning for you, then do take that on board. The crow is the symbol of the Irish goddess Morrigan, and I can't think of any other gods coming to mind that have the crow as their symbol, but if you know of any, it could be a crow or a raven, then do comment below and let us know. Or if they have a horse or griffin. Horse, I think of Epona, also a Celtic goddess of horses, but I can't think of any others, so do comment below and let us know. So there's been a difficult time of kind of karmic testing. You may also find that group 1 holds some truth for you, because there is some similar themes here that group 1 had. But things are going to change for the better for you now, group number 2. That's what your angels are saying. And your Angelské klíče card says, Buď tady a teď. Be here and now. So take some time to meditate, breathe out, be mindful, and just enjoy the here and now and taking care of yourself in the here and now. You don't need to worry about what's coming in the future. You don't need to worry about what is gonna, like, what you're gonna come of, where you're gonna end up in life. You don't need to worry about that. You can just trust that everything will work out for the best. Trust that the universe will work things out for you, and that your angels will guide you to the right place at the right time. So let's put your charms on top now. And if you're wearing headphones, you might want to turn the volume down a little bit, because it can be a little bit loud when I shuffle them. So group number 2, what do your angels want to tell you? So we've got U here as an initial. So that could be a first name, a surname, or a place. It could be the word you, or whatever word comes to your mind first when I say the letter U. So we've also got charming here, which is Libra energy. So that's coming across quite strongly. Got a big angel feather here. So you are being guided and protected by the angels. It's really nice that they're coming through like that. So then we've got the chivalry charm, which is about sticking to your word. So if you've promised yourself or another person that you're going to do something, or that you're not going to do something, then stick to your word, because that's going to have karmic implications for you as well. Also got the perfume bottle. So this is about attraction. Maybe you've been attracted to people recently and nothing's come of it. The angels are kind of guiding you to be back in the moment. So we've got this tree, which is about stability and growth. You are going to grow. There's a lovely key here, so you will find a solution to your situation. The ice skate, this is about that feeling of skating on thin ice, like you think at any moment something's going to go wrong, or things are going well and you're like, well, where's the catch? When's it going to go wrong? The moment you start balancing everything, you think that you're going to drop something. So just chill. Remember that the Libra energy here is very balanced and beautiful. There's also a lion here, so this is Leo energy. I think a lot of people will choose this because there's quite a lot of zodiac signs coming out. So Leo talks about not being prideful, not letting pride stand in your way of asking for help or of changing situations in your life, especially if you're thinking about changing your degree or your job and you feel too proud to do that because it's like admitting that you got it wrong the first time. But the angels are telling you not to let pride stand in your way of getting some benefit for you. Then the lipstick is about self-care, as I was saying, be in the here and now, take care of yourself. I love this. We've got the princess, and this is about being treated like a princess, and it's landed on that guest of honor card. So beautiful, talking about like the VIP area of life. There's the flexibility charm here, which is about being adaptable. Sagittarius here with the arrow, but also about determination, going after your goals. And you've got a god charm, so this is Aphrodite or Venus coming out to you. So if you're new to my channel, when we pull a god charm, or there's some dice have a god image on them as well, this means that this god is coming out to you through the reading. So if you want to pray to Aphrodite or Venus, the Greek and Roman goddess of love and beauty, or if you'd like to meditate and ask her to come in during your meditation, then she is reaching out to you in this reading and asking you to do so because she would like to help you. There's also the crown here, which is about free will and sovereignty, remembering that you make all of the decisions in your life, and it's landed on that Emperor card. Like, you are the main character in this story. You have free will, and once again, don't let pride stop you from doing things, or don't let other people's opinions stop you from doing something that's right for you. There's the haunted house here, so I do feel that you've had a difficult time, and especially in love. For some of you, I think you've had a tough time when it comes to love, and you've still got some trauma there, because I see the wasp here, which is about pain, feeling like you've been stung, and you're still kind of carrying that around with you. I love this. I love it when two charms attach to each other. So we've got a starfish, and it's caught hold of this alarm clock. So the starfish for me represents healing, because they grow back their limbs when they lose them, and the alarm clock is about an awakening, waking up to something and realizing that it's time for something. So it's definitely time for you to heal and take care of yourself. That's a really beautiful message that they came attached to one another. We've got the ballerina here, which is about thinking through your next moves carefully, and that's very much what the Page of Earth does. She is very cautious moving forward. She wants to have everything planned out so that she doesn't make any wrong moves and end up having negative consequences from that later. And then there's a swallow, which is about someone or something returning to you, or you returning somewhere. Maybe returning to a hometown, or returning to a field of study or interest that you enjoyed before. So let's put your dice on top now, and then you'll be able to pick your gnome after that. So which set of dice am I going to roll for pile number 2 today? Ooh, the same as pile number 1. Also got number 6, which is the Voyagers story cubes, one of the new ones, and they look like this. So thank you to my patrons and to everyone who donated to help me get these new dice. So how many dice am I going to roll for pile number 2 today, please? All 9. Okay. So let's see. Pile number 2, what do your angels want to tell you? Okay. Yeah, straight away I'm seeing a couple of repeated themes from pile 1 as well. So I would recommend, if you feel called to go and check that one out as well. Because there is the cave here, which is about isolating yourself. And I know that a lot of people are doing that now anyway when I release this video, but it's more like you're shutting people out. Like you feel, again, like that outsider. You don't want people coming into your space because you're afraid of being judged, or you're afraid of being hurt. There's the Cancer sign here, the crab, so you may have Cancer energy in your chart. As I said, I feel like a lot of people are going to choose this pile because there's a lot of star signs coming out, but the Cancer charm also makes me think of sensitivity, being very sensitive to what people say or do. The treasure map here is about seeking out your happiness, deciding what you want and going for it, and I think soon you will realize what it is that you want from life, where it is that you're going in that sense. You'll find that last piece of the puzzle that shows you the bigger picture around you. It's like you're just missing that little bit of accuracy, that little bit of exactness. It's kind of like you have a general idea, but just you're not sure of the exact route that you want to go down, or you're not sure exactly which way you want to head. And I love that you've got the mushroom as well, because this is what pile 1 had as well, and this makes me think of magic and of the gnomes and the fairies. So I think you're going to get some very good advice from the gnomes and fairies as well today. They definitely want to come through and talk to you. And we've got this person who looks like they're a bit ill, or a little bit kind of dizzy, a bit queasy, and it's landed on that last Lords card. So that again is making me think that the things you tell yourself and the way you think of yourself is making you ill. Like it's almost holding you back, or making you feel really down about yourself, or like you can't move forward. It's making the future seem overwhelming to you, because you're kind of talking yourself out of something before you've even given it a go, is what I'm feeling. Got the camera here, which is about nostalgia. Some of you may be photographers or filmmakers, but the camera to me is about kind of trying to savor the moment. And that's what this card here is saying. Be here and now, savor this moment, and try and hold on to it for as long as possible, because I think maybe in the future, when you're going to be very busy, you'll look back to this time very fondly and think, oh, why wasn't I enjoying it when I was in this period of time? And then we've got this goblet here, and this makes me think of the Goblet of Truth from Celtic mythology, but for some reason right now I'm thinking more of the Holy Grail. And again, it seems like that quest that you're on, like you have this vague idea in your mind of what you want to go and get, but it seems like an overwhelming task to get to the life that you want to have or to achieve a certain dream. It seems like you will never get there, and the angels are saying try not to think of it that way, try not to think of it as this mythical holy grail, because I've just realized she is holding this goblet. That's really interesting. There's this kind of repeated themes. I love it when we get that in dice and charms and cards. It's really nice. So she's holding the grail already. She's already got it. So it's saying you will be welcomed into this life. It's almost like you will get there a lot more easily than you expect to. And then this person kind of makes me think of like a Japanese chef. I don't know why I think that, but it just does. So I don't know if you love sushi or Japanese food, or if you are Japanese or Southeast Asian. That's only gonna touch a few of you, but that is really what I think of when I see this little character. So I hope you've enjoyed this and that it's been helpful for you. It's given you some clarity, some good messages. Now you can go and pick your gnome if you don't already know which one you chose, or if you've kind of forgotten which one it was, or if you didn't do that, you just chose your card pile first. You can go back to the front, the start of this video, and choose your gnome, or if you already chose him and you remember which one it was, you can just go and jump to that now. And I'm going to get onto pile number 3 now, so just go and click either to the start of the video or to whichever pile of gnome, whichever gnome you were feeling most drawn to. Hey there everyone who picked pile number 3 with this set of tissues with the bear and the flowers and the bees. This is your angel reading, so we'll see what messages your angels have for you, and then when you've watched this you can go and watch your fairy and gnome reading. So we've got 2 of earth here, 8 of water, and 3 of fire. Okay, so I think you've been feeling a bit overwhelmed recently. Pile number 3, I think you've been struggling to juggle a lot of people's demands on you. Maybe work have been putting a lot of demands on you. Maybe you're preparing for some exams if you're studying, or you've just really had a lot of responsibility to deal with right now. It could be that you've been sucked into a lot of drama when it comes to your relationships with others. But there's a real sense of being overwhelmed here, emotionally overwhelmed and practically overwhelmed as well. And it's almost like you just want to step away from everything and just start a new life somewhere else. Maybe you've been kind of romantically dreaming of just running away to a desert island and never ever seeing anyone ever again. But the 3 of fire is telling you that it's fine to make long-term plans. You may feel very overwhelmed and like there's no hope for the future, but it's fine to do that, and things are going to get better for you. There is positive times lying ahead. You will feel a lot better. You will feel a lot healthier as well, and things will work out better. You'll be able to juggle things a lot easier. But I do see that you are going through this tricky time, and the angels are acknowledging that for you. So let's see what other cards you've got. So your Divine Circus Oracle card today is Clown of Crossroads. So I'm going to read this out from the guidebook, because Alana Fairchild's guidebooks are incredible, as are all of her decks. So let's read what Clown of Crossroads says. It says, opportunity is upon you, though it may seem like a farewell to what you have known. This chance is a crossroad, a time when you can go left or right. You cannot continue with everything as it has been, and this means that something will have to be released for something else to be gained. It's time for you to take your chances and make a choice. The Clown of Crossroads card comes to you when you are at a choice point, a time for you to make a decision and realize that your life does not have to continue on as it has been anymore. You are at a pattern-breaking, life-changing moment, or soon will be. Of course, you can try to continue with the status quo, keeping things the same as they are now for as long as you can. However, in doing so, you will be saying no to the pathway opening up for you, leading to a different life ahead. In nature, all things must grow. What is suitable for one phase of development might be unduly constraining or inadequately stimulating for the next phase of growth. When the Clown of Crossroads comes to you, she tells you that it is time for a new phase of life to begin. You cannot continue on without making a clear choice, a commitment to what matters to you, a decision to see something through or to let it go once and for all. Be patient as you feel for the truth of your choice while remaining courageous enough not to procrastinate and become stuck in the indecision. The crossroads often means leaving something behind as a rite of passage. You cannot take your whole life with you into new territory. Certain people may be able to change and grow along with you, but other relationships, situations, or circumstances will have to be sacrificed on the altar of new life. This can be difficult, and you must honour your loss, while at the same time remembering that it is for the sacred purpose and will ultimately bring you greater joy. For now, you are in mourning for a morning. There is the letting go and releasing in readiness for a new beginning. You may feel excited and sad. If you are grieving, know that your tears are cleansing you, freeing you from the past and watering the new seeds in your garden of life. If you are already at the point of excitement, but perhaps also fear, as you contemplate the risk of leaping into an unknown destiny, take heart. It is your time to leap, and when the timing is right, whomever and whatever is required to catch you at the other side of your leap shall be there. Really, really beautiful card and beautiful message. So as I said, things are changing for you, and it's time for you to figure out what is right for you. That's what the Three of Fire is saying, moving in the direction of what is right for you personally. So your Antworten der Engel Oracle card is Gelegenheit, which is opportunity. So you're at this time of golden opportunity, whether you realize it or not. Things are going to improve for you. You've just got to be ready to accept it and know to release things from your life that aren't helpful anymore. Release things that are holding you back or are too restrictive or too demanding on you, so that you can spread your wings and have this beautiful, it's really like growth and evolution in your life. So the Moonology card says take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So that's also important. When we get cards like the Two of Earth and the Eight of Water, it says that you're feeling burnt out because you've been giving away too much of yourself. You've been trying to do too much at once. So remember to take time to rest, make sure you are getting enough sleep, relax and just have time for yourself every day, whether that is a little quiet read, a meditation, watching your favorite program, having a bath. Just have that time for you, and also take some quiet time to think about how you're going to move forward. Which direction on the crossroads are you going to go in? It's very important. So Mystisches Lenormand card is Berg, the mountain, and this is Capricorn energy. And also the number 21. So if that has any particular meaning for you, then take that on board. So Berg, when we get the mountain card, it talks about going through a difficult time and it being kind of lots of challenges in your way, but you will reach this amazing climax. When you get to the top of the mountain, it's like you've really got something that you have achieved and something that you can be proud of, but it's not going to be easy to get there. There's going to be people trying to block you. There's going to be things standing in your way that you have to overcome. There may even be someone in your life who you would describe as a genuine enemy to you, who is genuinely trying to stop you at every point and to hurt you in some way. But it's your own force of will that's going to push you to the top of this mountain. And your Angelic Realm card says, Sisboyen Sevshim, you are connected to everything. And this angel is holding this beautiful world. You're connected to everything and to everyone. So if you are feeling particularly isolated at this time, just remember that we are all one. We are all connected. We all have the same energy in many ways, and we are all part of this big, wide world. Even though we may feel like we're very detached or very different from other people, we are all connected. So that's what your angels have to tell you through the cards. I'll put your charms on top now, and then we will do your dice. So if you're wearing headphones, you might want to turn down the volume a little bit now because it can be a little bit loud when I shuffle these. So group number 3, what do your angels want to tell you right now? Okay, so straight away I can see an angel there, so that's really lovely. You do have angels watching over you and protecting you right now. I see Gemini energy and also Leo the lion, so Leo energy, Capricorn and Gemini coming out in this reading. The lion also says not to be prideful. Don't let pride stop you from asking for help or from changing your mind. If you've already said you're going to do something, don't let pride get in your way if you realize that actually a different choice would be better for you. I also see that you've got 2 crosses. So interesting, because we were talking about crossroads, but the crosses are also a sign of protection and faith as you move forward. Have faith in your choices and in your abilities. There's the gauntlet here, which is what you throw down when you want to challenge someone to a duel. So for me, this is about being challenged. And as I said with the mountain card, you are going to go through some challenges right now and in the near future, but then everything will work out very nicely for you. There's the snail here, which is about going slowly. Take your time, don't rush yourself. Hope, beautiful charm. Also got the unicorn. So the unicorn is saying that you are very special, very unique. And the deer is used to describe someone who is maybe too trusting of other people. I see that you've also got the baby tapir. He is the same. He's very shy and gentle, very innocent, naive, always wants to think the best of people, and people like this often end up being taken advantage of because people who maybe aren't as nice or as caring as they believe will just take and take from them. And that's what I'm seeing with the 2 of Earth and the 8 of Water. Like, you're really being... People are demanding a lot of you right now, and they're taking a lot of your energy, and I think it's time that you just bring it all back to yourself, that you reclaim your energy. There's the cupcake here, which is about indulgence and treating yourself, and I like that it's landed on this opportunity card. The basketball says that you will achieve your goals. And the wrench, this is saying that things are going to get more stable soon. So you know how you turn it to tighten nuts and bolts so that something isn't loose and unstable anymore. This is saying that this will also happen in your life. Things are going to become much more stable. And then we've got the lone wolf. So he's calling out for his friends, for his support system. I think that a lot of you are feeling quite lonely or quite isolated right now, and it's just reminding you that you are connected to everyone, whether you feel it energetically or not, whether you feel that people have abandoned you. You do have people who care, and you will soon also expand your social circle. I think that you're going to meet some very positive people soon. And there is the crown here, which I love it when this comes out, because this reminds you that you are the decision maker in your life. You are the sovereign. You have free will. You get to decide what happens in your life and no one else. So that is very, very important here. And then we've also got a god charm. So every pile so far today has had a god charm. This is Eros, or Cupid, the Greek and Roman god of love. And if you're new to my channel, when we pull a god charm, or some of the dice also have gods on them, this means that this god is reaching out to you. So if you would like to reach out to Eros or Cupid in prayer or in meditation, if you meditate and ask him to come in and help you or guide you, then he's saying that he wants to do that. So if you feel called to do that, if that's something that you're comfortable with, then do consider doing that. So let's see which set of dice I'm going to roll for you today. Pile number 3. Oh my god. So every pile today has had the same set of dice, which is interesting because I haven't used these much because they've not come out much in readings so far. These are new ones, so thank you so much to my patrons and everyone who's donated to my channel. so that I was able to buy these. So these are the Voyages story cubes, and they look like this. So how many of these dice am I rolling for pile number 3 today, please? 7. Okay. Okay. So pile number 3, what messages do your... Oh, I'm dropping things all over the place. What messages do your angels have for you right now? Okay. So we've got Cancer's energy represented here. Also is reminding me that maybe you're being a bit too sensitive right now. That could be an issue for you at the moment. I love this. We've got the ladder as well. Makes me think of going up in the world. You know, like snakes and ladders. Ladders take you closer to your goal. There's also this goblet of truth here from Celtic mythology. I think you're going to learn some truth soon. It's also reminding me of the Holy Grail, because a previous pile got this, and their reading was a lot about realizing what they want in life and going after that. And I think that's also an important point for you right now. You need to decide now what you want to go after, even if it seems like the Holy Grail, like something that you will never be able to get a hold of. The 3 of Fire is saying that the outlook in the future is very positive for you. So decide what you want to go after and go after it. You know, don't feel bad about that. I can see that you've been through some choppy waters recently. There's been some very difficult and testing times. Genuinely feel like you've had a rough time of it, and you've been kind of jolted about all over the place emotionally. There's the skull and crossbones here as well, which represents toxic people, toxic energies in your life. And I think you need to kind of zap them and get rid of them. Honestly feeling that there are some people around you right now that are just taking from you, and that you need to put a swift end to those connections so that you can draw a line under it and just set yourself free. I think a lot of you are very feeling very trapped in a situation, or feeling very taken advantage of, taken for granted. And when you zap these connections, when you get them out of your life, you will just be able to breathe such a sigh of relief. It'll be like a weight is lifted off your chest. And then this little guy, he looks like a Japanese sushi chef to me. You know, they wear that kind of what's it called, like a bandana over their head, and it's making me think of like chopping really, really quickly. So again, I think you need to make decisions quite soon. I think there's going to be a lot of things coming your way. Kind of thinking now of the conveyor belt in a Japanese restaurant, like how you can just take things that are coming your way. I think there are a lot of things on their way to you, and when you start making this positive movement, when you start showing the universe that you're serious about changing your life and about welcoming in new things, then things will start coming to you so easily. Like, you won't even believe how these opportunities are just floating towards you, like without any difficulty. So I think you need to start making some positive movement and showing the universe that you're serious about this, whether that's getting rid of relationships, making choices for yourself that show you're going in a certain direction. Then things will start coming towards you very easily, and obstacles will start kind of floating out of your way. So I hope you enjoyed this reading group number 3. I hope it was helpful for you. Now you can go back to the start of the video and pick your gnome if you haven't done that already, or if you have done that and you remember which one it was, then you can just go to the comments section or the description box and jump to your gnome pile. It's fine to pick more than one, and that will give you your gnome and fairy messages. Hey there everyone who chose Gismund as their gnome. This is your gnome and fairy messages. So we'll look inside the gnome bag and we'll see what messages are in here for you. This is going to be much shorter than the angel reading because we're just looking at the cards. So firstly, your gnome tarot cards are Kolesnica, and that's the Chariot, and Tuз Magnet, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and it says here business. So we've got Cancer energy here, and I think one of the piles did have the Chariot as their tarot card. So what I'm seeing is that there is positive things coming towards you when it comes to finances, study, and career. Everything starts with the first small step in the right direction. So if you've been very hesitant, I think also you've been through a difficult time, a very turbulent time is the word I'm going to use, because the key word for this Chariot card in the Gnome Tarot is violence. But yeah, I think everything starts with that first small step, and if you spend for ages wondering and deliberating if it's going to go wrong, if you're going to fall rather than fly, then you might miss your perfect opportunity. So I want to say to those of you that are considering applying for a different job, or changing your course of study, or starting up your own business, I would say go for it. And as long as you've planned ahead, I would say do that sooner rather than later. Your Wisdom of the Oracle card says blessed. So you are blessed, and it's saying also remember the blessings that you have. And interestingly, this is a fairy. Really nice. And I love the colours of this card as well, the purples and the pinks. So remember the things that you already have to be thankful for, even if it doesn't seem like very much. If it seems like things have gone really horribly in your life recently, I think counting your blessings will also improve your mindset and will open your energy field to accepting better things into your life. But I think you're also about to receive something very positive with the Ace of Pentacles. This is something good coming your way, especially when it comes to finances and career and study. And then your Whispering Woods Oracle card says kindness. Take respite by a pond and be kind to yourself and others. So this kind of ties in with that blessed message as well. Be kind to others, be happy when other people are happy, be happy for them when they achieve something or when they do well. But also be kind to yourself. Remember, I was talking to one of the piles about the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you think about yourself really affects your outlook on life and what you can achieve. So make sure that you're talking to yourself very kindly and that you're using very kind and encouraging words to yourself, because often we would never talk to other people the way that we talk to ourselves, because it can be really awful. So also kindness, doing small acts of kindness without expecting anything in return will also open up your energy field to receiving more positive things in your life. So if you have a little bit of money to donate to a good cause, or if you want to help someone out, get them some groceries, for example, call someone who you think might be having a difficult time and would appreciate some kind words. These things will really have a positive effect on your own energy field as well. So that's the advice that the gnomes and the fairies have for you today. I guess I could do a wider reading on this in the future if people enjoy that and would like to hear more about what they have to say for you. Do comment below if you would like that kind of earth elemental reading. But that's what we've got for you today. I hope it was an enjoyable reading and that it's given you some things to think about and some advice moving forward. If you want to book a private reading, go to my Etsy page. All of the links to everything are in the description box. But remember to leave your email address, your name, and the names of anyone else involved in your question, and also actually your question, because some people forget to ask me something when they book a reading. So do make sure you do that. And if you're feeling generous and you'd like to support the channel, do check out my Patreon page. There's some really cool exclusive picker cards over there. You also get to vote on things like which decks we get next to the channel, for example. And at the end of every month, there is a prize draw to win a reading with me. So there's a load of cool things over there. If you'd like to make a one-off donation, there's also a PayPal link and my Amazon wishlist for anyone who's feeling especially generous and would like to get me a new deck for the channel. That would be amazing. So thank you so much for joining me today and for watching this video. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Take care. Hi there, everyone who chose Gunvald as their gnome. This is your gnome and fairy messages. I'm going to take a look in the gnome bag and see what they have to say, the woodland and earth elementals. So this reading is going to be a lot shorter than the angel reading because it is just cards and there's only a few little dainty cards, like little fairies. But if you'd like me to do a big reading about fairy and gnome messages, then do comment below if that's something you would enjoy in the future. So your gnome tarot cards are Straszny Sud, which is the judgment card, and Imperatrica. So interesting that you've got two major arcana cards. This is the Empress. So what I'm seeing here is that things are going to change for you for the positive. I think if you are working at anything creative or trying to manifest something, that is going to come about for you, because judgment is saying that people will be judged fairly and things are going to change for the better with the Empress here. Really nice card of expansion and blossoming and improving your situation, and also real female empowerment. If you are a feminine, there's this feeling of self-love and self-care and just feeling that you are expanding as a person. I've just noticed that she has a butterfly on her shield. It's really, really lovely. This feeling of transformation and unfolding and evolving into something better and something more beautiful. So your wisdom of the oracle card says observer. And I think also that you have been on the outside looking in for quite a while, and you felt that maybe other people are getting all of the rewards, other people are getting all of the happiness, and you're just kind of on the sidelines watching and trying to be happy for people because they're happy, but at the same time it makes you feel even worse knowing that these people are happy and you just seem to be suffering or going through difficult times or having knockback after knockback. And that's what I'm seeing here. Also, he's observing the moon, which makes me think of kind of looking at your own emotions and also looking at cycles as well. The moon is like cycles and makes me think of waiting for the right time for everything to just fall into alignment for you. And then your beautiful Whispering Woods card is teach, inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. So just like flowers and other plants go through cycles and the butterfly goes through this change, this evolution, so can you as well. That thing about letting nature be your greatest teacher, but also teaching others. This is interesting. I think a lot of you have a skill that you're able to share with other people, or you have very valuable life experiences that you're able to share with other people, maybe to educate them or to guide them in life. I think that you're a very wise and kind person, and that people would really benefit from hearing what you have to say and from having your guidance and advice. I think that's very, very valuable. So yeah, if you feel guided to teach, if you know what it is that you could bring to other people's lives, then definitely consider sharing that, because I think that will also bring you like a deeper sense of fulfillment and make you feel like you're really making a difference in some people's lives. But you seem like a very kind and nurturing and gentle person, which is really, really lovely. So do take that on board. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed the readings that I've given you. I hope they've been helpful and that they've given you some good advice and some good things to think about. Don't forget to like, share with a friend and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Also let me know how it resonated in the comments below. If you want to book a private reading, you can go to my Etsy page and do that, but remember to leave your email, your question and the names of everyone involved, including yourself, when you do that. And if you're feeling generous and you want to help out the channel, that's really, really lovely. Please do check out my Patreon page. There's exclusive picker cards over there. There's a prize draw at the end of every month to win a reading with me. And you get to vote on things like which new deck we're going to get for the channel and things like that. It's really fun, and it's nice to see how we're building a little community over there. Really, really lovely. If you'd like to make a one-off donation, there is also my PayPal link or my Amazon wishlist if you're feeling especially generous and you'd like to get a new deck for the channel. That would be so, so kind of you. Thank you so much for doing that. And have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you again so much for joining me today. It's been an honor for me to pass these messages on to you, and hopefully they've given you some help at this time. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hey there everyone who picked Geir as their gnome. These are your gnome and fairy messengers. messages. So we're going to take a look in the gnome bag and see what they have to say. This is going to be much shorter than the angel reading because it is just the cards, and there's only a few little dainty cards, like little dainty fairies. So let's see what they have to say. But if you would like to see a proper big reading with fairy and gnome messages, kind of earth elemental messages, then do let me know in the comments. I can do that in the future if you would like to see that. So your gnome tarot cards are Vismjorka Monety, the Eight of Pentacles, and it says biednost, so poverty. And Rycerchash, the Knight of Cups, and it says Abalshania, seduction. So this is interesting. I feel like you have been knocked down a lot recently. It feels like your self-esteem has taken a hit. Maybe you have taken a cut financially. Maybe you've lost out on some money that you thought you would get, or you've taken a pay cut, or you've lost your job, or you've moved to an area where it's a lot more expensive to live, and you just feel like you've lost some of your mojo. This really feels like getting your mojo back, like you're going from this person who is asking, begging for handouts, desperate for someone to help them and for someone to pick them up and make them feel better about themselves, and then here we've got the mighty Knight of Cups in this deck. He's a lot more sure of himself than other Knights of Cups are in other decks, and he's holding this cup aloft like it's some kind of sword and is charging forward on this badger, and he's really unique and whimsical, and I love him. But he seems very determined. He's got a very determined look on his face, and he's riding this steed and is setting forward with real zeal and determination. So it's like you've picked yourself up and kind of got back on the horse in a way, or you're going to get back on the horse, or in this case a badger, get back on the badger, and get your mojo back, and stop letting people take from you and treat you like this beggar, where you're waiting for breadcrumbs from someone, little bits of attention or love or help and support, and suddenly you're the Knight of Cups who has something to offer. It's him who's offering the cup. So you go from the person who's accepting and is waiting and hoping for this, and to someone who's offering, who's got a lot to offer. So it's real kind of rags to riches tale, which is really nice. So your wisdom of the oracle card is milk and honey. This is really lovely. So you are going to get to a place where you feel really happy and fulfilled, and where you have everything that you could hope for. The land of milk and honey. That's really, really beautiful. And this happy little baby elephant in this bowl of milk and honey with this rainbow, just enjoying everything. I love this picture. I love the colors. And I even like the tablecloth for some reason. It just makes me feel so happy, this picture. And yeah, I think you're going to get to a much happier, more fulfilled place. Because when I see milk and honey, I also think of contentment, because they're both very filling, very rich things. And so it makes me think of becoming whole and having everything that you need. And then your Whispering Woods oracle card says change. Falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. So again, your life is going to change for the better. I'm really feeling like a Cinderella story here, like that rags to riches tale. And just because something seems to have ended for you, like a door is closed in your face, or a relationship or a job has ended, what you don't realize is that that door has closed, but a window is opening further down the hall, or another door is opening just around the corner. And that is going to bring so much more happiness for you. And it's interesting, it says falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. And this is a card of winter, where everything is sparse and there's nothing there to go on. And then this has come to like the fulfilling autumn again. Really, really interesting imagery there that's all tying in beautifully. So I hope you've enjoyed these readings, and I hope they've given you some things to think about and some good advice and encouragement as you move forward. Don't forget to like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and do let me know in the comments below how it resonated with you. If you want to book a private reading, you can do that on my Etsy page, but do remember to leave your email address, your question, and the names of everyone involved when you do that, so that I can give you the really accurate reading. And if you'd like to help out the channel and support me, that would be so lovely. Do check out my Patreon page. There are some exclusive picker cards on there. You also get to vote on things like which deck we're going to get next for the channel, and there is a monthly prize draw at the end of each month to win a reading with me. And I really love how we're building a little community over there. It's so lovely. If you'd like to make a one-off donation, that's also fine. That's really kind of you. There is a PayPal link in the description box and my Amazon wish list for new decks. If you're feeling really generous and you'd like to send me a new deck for the channel, that would be so kind of you. Thank you for considering that. And thank you again for joining me today. It's been lovely to read your cards and to give you these messages and hopefully bolster you and get you all enthusiastic about moving forward and what's going to come for you. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hey there, everyone who chose Gjord as their gnome. Welcome to the second part of your reading. This is going to be your fairy and gnome messages. So we're going to look in the gnome bag and see what those are. But this is going to be a lot shorter than the angel reading because it's just going to be the cards. I've got one stuck in there. But if you would like to see a big full-length reading of fairy and gnome messages, like earth elemental messages, then do let me know in the comments if that's something you would like to see in the future. I can certainly do that. So your gnome tarot cards for today are Korolieva Chash, the Queen of Cups, and it says Беременность, so pregnancy. And we've also got Sapozhnik, which is the magician, but here he's called the shoemaker. And the key word for this card is Smirenia, which is humility. So this is interesting. I don't know if some of you have been trying to get pregnant or are pregnant, but the Queen of Cups card, when it talks about pregnancy, it's also about abundance and being full of ideas, ready to bring to life your dreams and your ideas. And the magician, of course, is all about manifestation as well, so they work very well together in this context. So there is a lot here about deciding what you want and knowing that you have the power to manifest it. You have this magical kind of fairy power to bring things about, and you're protected at this time, especially if you're pregnant or if you're trying to get pregnant. I think you can certainly bring that about. The magician is like, clicks his fingers and something happens. It's a really beautiful message. But I think you have certain dreams that you are really hoping will come true. And so this is a really beautiful message for that. But also remembering the key word here is humility. So remembering not to get ahead of yourself and not to, what's the word? Kind of not to be too much in your ego, essentially. If you see things manifesting or you know that you've been able to do it before, don't kind of cloud that and ruin that by having this big ego that says, oh yeah, I can do whatever I want to do, I'm this really powerful person, because that will kind of put a negative spin on what you're trying to bring about. So just remember to be humble at all times. So then we've got the Wisdom of the Oracle card here, and it says chop wood. So this is about going through the mundane things, the boring things, which bring about your dream. You know, if you want to learn a language, you've got to spend many hours of just learning vocabulary and grammar and practicing speaking and writing and listening and reading and all of these things, and then eventually you will be able to speak that language. Or if you want to be able to draw, you've got to spend a long time studying light and perspective and gestures and tone and all of these different things, and it can be very technical and very boring as well. But you've got to go through this mundane things in order to get to where you want to be, and that's kind of what the shoemaker is like here. Like, you wouldn't look at him and think that he's a magician, but he's going through a very mundane life, and he is kind of bent over with his work, and it's backbreaking and it's tiring and it's boring and repetitive, but he's doing it and he's making all of these beautiful shoes which will go on to have many adventures. So it's this feeling of chopping wood, carrying water, all of the boring things that eventually will add up into your dreams. And then your Whispering Woods Oracle card says dance. Allow yourself some fun each day, just as the sun dances with the moon each night. So also, just because you need to do these mundane things and they're boring and all of that, do remember to allow yourself to relax. Do remember to have some fun, even though you think you should be using your time effectively and you should be doing, this, and then you feel guilty because you're not spending your time doing this thing that you should be doing. Just breathe and remember that each day you need to have time to unwind and do things that you enjoy as well. Even if it's just an hour a day, make sure that you have that time to relax and to enjoy your life, essentially. This is your life and you've got to live it, and as much as you're moving towards your goals, it's important also to have that downtime. So that's what the fairies and gnomes want to tell you today. I do hope that you have enjoyed the readings that I've given you today, and if you did, please remember to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments how it resonated with you. If you want to book a private reading, you can do that on my Etsy page, but remember to leave your email address, your question, and also the names of everyone involved, including yourself, so that I can give you that accurate reading. And if you're feeling very generous and you'd like to donate and support the channel, that would be so lovely. Do consider checking out my Patreon page. We have exclusive picker cards over there. There is a monthly prize draw at the end of each month to win a reading with me, and there's also things like you get to vote on which new deck we get for the channel, for example. And it's just a really nice community that we're building over there, so do check that out. There's all different tiers to support me over there. Or if you'd like to make a one-off donation, that's also really kind of you. There is my PayPal link, and there's also my Amazon wishlist in the description box for anyone feeling especially generous who'd like to get me a new deck for the channel. That would be so, so kind. So thank you for considering that. And thank you for joining me today. It's been lovely to be able to pass on these messages and give you what the angels and the fairies and the gnomes were trying to tell you. So thank you for joining me, and have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care.